He has struck it magnificently. What a great kick. He and Lacroix are dead-eye dicks. That's his third. I mean, that is the weirdest foreplay you've ever seen, isn't it?
Yes. He's such an honest toiler too, isn't he, Kennedy? It's funny the way it's worked out. I mean, he was given up in the trade, and he is desperately the player they probably need.
Strange analogy. I shouldn't have said that, but it's just a weird run-up.
Where were you last night? All the kids will be doing this because it's proven to be accurate. It's sort of like the nervous pirate on the plank. Here he goes. Well, if I must.
Back to Priddis.
Cross to Selwood. Scott Selwood, who drives it down towards right half forward. Big leap at the back there from Walker. Close to the boundary line. McGinnity. Jamison kept it in. Terrific evasion. Russell. Walker. It's a clever kick. Controlled it well. Taken on the half volley by Carrazza. Bounces the ball across to Murphy. Murphy up to 33 possessions, but it's a wayward kick. McKenzie. Waters. I've got to say, Tim, and I don't mean to be patronising. Well, Wilkes goes on and applies a strong tackle. Henderson taken down. Waters feeds it forward. Scott Selwood goes back. Wilkes didn't mark it, but takes the kick from the same spot. McKenzie and now Butler. Don't mean to be patronising. I said it before. They try very hard, the Eagles. I mean,
I agree.
You know, there's no questioning their endeavour.
Yeah, I agree. But if you're having 100 less possessions than the opposition, your backline's going to be under enormous pressure too, isn't it?
Yeah, yeah. No, I just think there are so many problems in this team, but application isn't one of them. It's a relayed free and a chance for Lacroix to continue his wonderful record. Not that he hasn't done that to an extent today. 6 goals in one game against Carlton. Playing his second game today, lining up for number 5. In he comes, and he's got it. Well done. Mark Lacroix.
Tim, and you look at Lacroix and Kennedy. You said before the match they'll get 8 between them. You say, gee, that's a good result. That makes them competitive, and they've got 8 out of 10 though.
That's right, and they've only had 4 goal kickers this afternoon. Yeah. That's been one of their problems. They don't have. Look, we talked about their midfield and the one-pace nature of their midfield, but in their forward line, they actually don't have enough smart goal-kicking type players either. And I reckon high on their list of priorities has to be a couple of smart, crumbing type forwards.
Well, 10 goal kickers for the Blues today and 4 for West Coast, and 8 between Kennedy and Lacroix.
I think the Blues coming into this game, they've had sort of 7 and 8 players averaging a goal a game. The Eagles only 4, so they're just not getting enough spread.
But Lacroix, as Dennis said, it's a great record against the Blues. 2 starts for 11 goals. You take that average against any team, you'll be kicking 100 a year.
That's speed. Just go and put him under so much pressure then.
Yep, and Gibbs, who's having a career high in terms of disposal. Gee, Russell just got nervous there.
He did.
And then Priddis couldn't quite get it to McKinley. Judd couldn't quite fix up the mess. Walker trying. Natanui. A couple of number 2s together, but they certainly play like number 1s. And now Lynch hooking back, and well done, Gibbs. Well done.
Judd might have caught one in the head here. Just bang across the chops there. Stunned him for a second, but he got back up onto his feet pretty quickly.
Gibbs, possession number 43, gave it to McLean. Short one, Hadley. Robinson. I think we said on Friday night it was probably the most one-sided 9-point game we'd ever seen. That's a terrific mark. Terrific mark by the youngster Shepherd. Top 10 draft pick. Now, that's Robinson on the ground, I think. Holding his leg. It might be Scotland. It is. It's Scotland.
Stay there, bro.
Meantime, on the outer side, this is Embley. Yeah, just talking about that game, the scoreboard really flattered the Bulldogs on Friday, and this might be the most one-sided 31-point game I think we've ever seen. Here's Waters again. It could be less than 31 points. Onto the chest of the leading player. Hand passes to Rosa, does Nikoski. And now it's with Cox. So hopefully he's okay.
Here's how it happened. There's Scotland there contesting the marking duel. It might just be a corky, I think. Yeah, bang. I reckon it was the knee of Nikoski that got him on the thigh.
So Dean Cox should kick a goal 25 metres out. Wow. Even the best.
Talking about where Carlton need to improve, you asked me that question before. They've got to smooth out the difference between winning and losing. At the moment, when they lose, their average scoring margin is 60. Sorry, when they win, 69 points. Losses 117. They're conceded. So it's that difference between their best and their worst still.
And I reckon we saw a bit of that against that Collingwood match that day when they actually played really well at times and they lost by 53 points, didn't they?
And that's sometimes, I mean, sides when they go in against Carlton, they still believe that their midfield doesn't work hard enough defensively. They can go hard and attack hard, but they just don't come back hard enough with you the other way.
Well, they've beaten St Kilda and Geelong this year, so that's a really big bonus for them. Be interesting to see where they're at come September. Oh, well played, Murphy. Clever by O'Halpin. He has been clever today. Carazzo to Walker. What a return for Walker. And then that little half kick to Betts, to Garland, and that's pretty. Gee, that's a good goal. And they are a pretty team when they're running like that. I tell you, if you went out to Princes Park and watched their drills on a Tuesday, gee, you'd like it, wouldn't you?
You'd enjoy training, wouldn't you?
Oh, yeah.
And again, you mentioned then O'Halpin, he was in that chain of possessions. He's done a lot of smart things today. I mean, that's been one of the knocks on him as a player. Like, he just isn't intelligent enough to our game. But I reckon that's changed, and the perception of him has changed with it too. He's really starting to do well with his possessions.
Gives another possession to Robinson.
He re-signed this week. Gibbs, I wonder if he should have waited 4 or 5 days.
Got in tonight.
It wouldn't have mattered.
Hang on, he's up for 50. We've got to get him to 50. We got, well, there's not time. This will be 45. The crowd getting restless. Carlton supporters against their own. Gee, they're hard to please.
I reckon his disposal rate, efficiency-wise, will be running at about 85% this afternoon, so he hasn't missed too many targets.
So Jamison's got it. Just over a minute to go. Beautiful pass, Brown. So Gibbs on 45. Where is he now?
Well, Gibbs has been running at 87% this afternoon, so 45 touches at 87%.
Well, he won't get his 50. 99 possessions between the two teams. This for the 100. There you go. Gibbs, this for 46. He's got the stumbles. They force him behind.
We give him that one?
Yeah.
Just a silly one on Thornton. Thornton had the footy there. This is his 156th game for Carlton, and it's his 50th win. So it just shows you how bad they were in those early days. I mean, a few years back, just 50 wins out of 156. I mean, the blokes that are playing now are on the positive side of the ledger, but it was a long time down the bottom for their team, and with these high draft picks, etc., and Judd coming to the club, they've built something, but it's taken a while. Jamison went down. Embley, well, that was a good choice. And Kennedy really should get his 4th goal for the afternoon.
It's not necessarily gilt edge when you start passing the ball around to run down the clock. I reckon it's 50-50 that the other team scores. Maybe sometimes it's your best chance of getting a score is let them have it for a while.
Well, with this unusual run-up, he's hardly missed this year. And the ex-Blue, who's taken as a high draft pick, finishes with 4 goals, and that matches exactly where he was in the draft when the Blues first got him. So Gibbs, outstanding. Couple of...
Number 4.
Yep. So 4 to Kennedy, 5 to LaCroix, but it was the Blues. Like just 29 points, can you believe it?
No. I've seen many things, and I cannot believe that. Bryce Gibbs, 45 possessions, 105 to 76 on Sunday football.
We are the Navy Blues. We are the old dark Navy Blues. We're the team send us, we'll keep our ends up, and they will know that they've been playing against the famous old dark blues.
This has been a Fox Sports presentation.